Because I believe in the old Russian way. I'm not interested in your fucking opinions. That's the last thing I need is your opinion. Because if your opinion was so fucking good, you wouldn't be here. Please don't say good morning to me. I don't want to go through my good morning. Is everybody here? Watching the Talking Heads this morning on CNBC, who is a, in my opinion, extremely liberal mode of a medium. They were saying this is the best bull run in stocks, in the stock market, 25 motherfucking years. And you heard it here first, 25 years. Just as I still wear suits that I had made for me 30 years ago. And we haven't seen anything yet. And virtually nobody listening to me is going to take advantage. And if I was a spiritual man, which I'm not, I know better that most of you won't either. Not that the spirit isn't willing, but the flesh is fucking weak. Is everybody's English good enough to understand? Spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Do y'all understand that? Because if QLA was easy, as I said last night, there'd be one on every motherfucking corner like a Starbucks. But that's why there's so few on that back wall in 23 years. Because it's a motherfucker. But the name of the game is it is possible and you can do it. And that's why you're here, because most of you have no money. And I'm absolutely positive the people listening on YouTube have even less money than you, because you're here. And again, emails this morning, why are you so hard? One, because it fucking worked. If love worked, you wouldn't be here. If what your little mommy did for you, you wouldn't fucking be here, you fucking cunt. But love don't get the job done, mama. And if you're stupid enough to think that, then if love got the job done, kids, you wouldn't be here. We're going to talk about those of you that have kids that are still capable of being saved and how you save them. But most of you that have older kids, it's too late. There's a high probability. It's like my mother used to tell me, if you want to know what the girl's going to look like, look at her mother. I mean, physical. She looks like a Volkswagen. That's what your girlfriend's going to look like in 25 years. And there's a lot of truth in that. And I looked. Now, for those of you that can see the rainbow, for some of you, this is the pot of gold. For some of you, it's potentially the pot of gold for all of you if you use what I'm going to teach you. Now, Michael, who this is his third time, he came, as I said last night, he came in 99, 2000, and then again in 2010, and he's back, and he's had 2 successful careers. He actually, although he admitted last night he's slow because he's Dutch, and he sold his businesses out the first time around, and then he took a few years off and sailed around the world a few times on his yacht. It's by accident he's here. He paid like everybody else, but I mean, he's living proof, so to speak, even though he's Dutch, a little slow because they're Dutch, and the shit works. But if you don't use it, it won't fucking work, so it won't be your pot of gold. Now, the Queen posed it for me, and it says, "Make America Great Britain again." Great Britain would like to have America back, but they fucked it up. George III, if I remember correctly, the Mad King, as he put in his diary on July 4th, 1776. Of course, he gets the news 6, 8, 10 months late. Nothing special happened, but that's who I've had the privilege of meeting a couple of times. He's about this tall, very nice lady. Now, the rumor is that I'm following in the footsteps of 2 of my mentors. For those of you that aren't bright enough to know that that's Lenin and Stalin and me, there's some truth to that. Because I believe in the old Russian way. I'm not interested in your fucking opinions. That's the last thing I need is your opinion. Because if your opinion was so fucking good, you wouldn't be here. And if you look on my whole wall of influencers, they're both on there amongst some other people like the devil and a few others, Hitler. If anything in this seminar offends you, blame your fucking parents for raising you a pussy. I'm going to offend virtually every person in this room. I don't care what religion you are, what sex you are. We only have one lady. I will offend everybody. If I don't offend you, I will believe with all my heart I didn't do my job. As I told you early on, your parents could have straightened you out from the second trimester, but they didn't. As the foreign minister of Russia said to the Secretary of State then, Kerry, about when they were talking about the election, he said, there's so many pussies on both sides. He was talking about the Republicans and the Democrats. Because you know that a lot of the problems America has wouldn't exist in a authoritarian country. Because we believe, as they do here in Britain and a number of other Western powers, in freedom of speech. I don't. Tears were in my eyes, and this has been on the internet, in my eyes as I read from a Mentee weekly report. I almost can't believe a guy like me who originally grew up in a rundown shack from the Philippines province with no formal business education and absolutely no corporate background sees so much opportunity and will be achieving something so spectacular. He's on his way to the Hall of Fame. Came from a shack in the fucking province. How many engineers do we have in the group again? Don't be chicken shit. Raise your fucking hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Oh, fuck! More than half. The odds are against this group, and you'll know why later. But for engineers, the worst is a Dutch engineer. They're the slowest. But when you get it, if you get it, some people say that that's really me. I believe in that with all my heart. Political correctness is a manifestation of lack of self-esteem. You will see nothing politically correct. You will hear nothing politically correct seminar. Nothing. If you do, it's by fucking accident. Now, my man Donald, who I was an early endorser of, one of the first, I said, and it's more or less legend now, he will rock the fucking planet on London Real. He's already rocked the fucking planet and he hasn't even gotten started. You're going to wake up and your grandchildren and children are going to say, what did you do, Daddy, during the time they were giving fucking world away? What did you do, Daddy, or Mommy, or Grandma, or Granddad, when the greatest transformation in the history of the humankind took place? What were you doing? Did you have your thumb up your fucking ass? We're going to go through 100 things Trump's going to do in the next 4 years that I already know what he's going to do because I've already predicted what he was going to fucking do before he got elected. Why do I know and you don't? Why do I know and these cocksuckers that have these fucking podcasts don't? Why? Because I haven't spent my whole career being nice to people. I've been around people that treated me like shit but taught me something. And you want to be liked. If you want to be liked and you want to be loved, you're going to have a problem with this program. Because this is what I'm training you to be like. The 4 horsemen of the motherfucking apocalypse. Fucking warriors, not whiners. Not warriors. Do you think Donald Trump's a whiner? Do you think he worries and gives a fuck what you think of him? Do you think Elon Musk gives a fuck what you think of him? Do you think the late Steve Jobs gave a fuck what you thought of him? Do you think Bill Gates gives a fuck? And I can go on and on and on. The only one that gives a fuck is you and you and you and the fucking morons on YouTube. This is a different world you're in. It's like those science fiction things. When they go into the time warp and they jump in and they go to that's what this is. We're going to give you the tools. Whether you use them or not is something else. Go back, we fucked up everything. That's where we are until Trump got in office. Finance will never be the same. Doing deals will never be the same. And you're going to be one of the handful on the planet that knows how to do it. I've never read The Art of the Deal, his book from 30 years ago. But people tell me it's a manifestation with this program. And as you can see, we've got President Trump, we've got Mad Dog Mattis, we've got the Queen, and we've got the 4 horsemen. And as Mad Dog said, what we're about to do, he was talking about when he was in Afghanistan, I believe, what we're about to do here, where he was talking about killing a lot of people, they will talk and read and story about for 10,000 years. We've been on the planet. The planet's been around 13.8 billion years, more or less. Roughly speaking, there's been life on it for 200,000 years. I don't mean like, well, maybe like you, maybe because you haven't evolved that much. But some kind of life, a paramecium, amoeba, some kind of shit was here for about 200,000 years. Starting today, I can't do anything for what you did before you got here. This is the first day that you have not to worry about yesterday. I drove by a college today and they yelled, boo. 35 people went to the hospital. 734 needed crisis counseling. 429 needed a safe area or room. 4 fourth classes were canceled for a week. If you don't see something wrong with that, I got canceled at a major Ivy League university from speaking late last year. I spoke at Oxford though. We're going to talk about what I'm going to do going forward. But